How's it? What we're gonna do is learn about 3D cameras and how we can vertically align something so it has a transition um, into outer space. So first of all, what we're gonna do is I have an illustrator created an outer space design, and some of these are Daniel's galaxies. And what we're gonna do is um, with this galaxy, I'm gonna extend the galaxy down. So I'm gonna extend it down here because it's and the reason is because we're gonna vertically extend it here, so it's gonna be a long background. So I'm gonna stretch it down, yeah, about that. And then you're gonna click on the artboard tool, okay, Shift O, and then you're gonna extend the artboard so that it so if you have something coming off the page like a moon or something, and then here you're gonna extend it off the page here, so that way it doesn't crop it off when it saves it and we import it into After Effects. So in After Effects, we also have to make the sky grow a little bit bigger too. So go down to your sky layer, and what we're going to do is you do S for scale, okay, and we're going to make that really much bigger. And you can kind of zoom out so you can kind of see if it kind of zoomed. And here's my sky. I'm making it really big here. And it's just a color layer, so it won't get pixelated, you know, if you zoom out. Now you may wonder, hey, I don't see the sky here. And that's because it's fit into a screen. And so we have to actually use a 3D camera in order to see that effect. So what you're going to do is go up here, and you're going to go to Layer, New, and Camera. Layer, New, Camera. And there's a lot of different types of cameras you can use. I'm just call this vertical outer space, and I'm just gonna keep all the defaults and hit OK. Now the way the camera works is it only works with 3D. It's a 3D camera, so all of the layers have to be 3D as well. So you can just click and hold down and then make all of these layers 3D with the 3D box, and make sure they're all included in that layer. If you miss some, and make sure the shy guy is not on, okay, and you might have some hidden layers, then it won't affect those when we have the camera. Because imagine a camera and you're kind of like looking around. So instead of the background going up, we're actually going to vertically move the camera up. And so the camera is only going to see the 3D objects. And it's not a 3D object, it's just a 3D layers. So, okay, so let's get started. So we have our vertical space camera. So what we're going to do is click on this arrow right here, and we're going to go to transform, and we're going to click on, and by the way, we're at 10 seconds on your timeline, okay? And so we're going to have to extend that out a little bit more because we're going to be going vertical. So Command K, and you can make that, maybe let's make that 15 seconds and hit OK. So now it extends out a little bit more here. So right on 10 seconds you have all your animation, and then after 10 seconds you really don't have much. So what you're going to do is extend the sky and mountains, okay? So it does go up to 10 and 15 seconds, because when you go vertically, you're going to need that sky and mountain still present. So with the camera, we're going to, at 10 seconds, we're going to click on point of interest and position, start to stopwatch, and extend it out, okay, a few seconds, okay, maybe 3 seconds, okay, and we're going to go up here to our orbit tool. We're going to choose track X and Y camera tool, just like in geometry. You have your x-axis, your y-axis, and we're going to pull the camera okay, down over here, and you want to make sure you're straight, okay. Now if you notice, we ran out of sky here, so we might want to either make the sky bigger or just keep pulling it down, okay. And let's see what we have. So if you pull this out, okay, so it was sky, okay, and as you can see, it gets darker. And the reason why it gets darker, okay, and by the way, we want to import our galaxy layer, okay. So save your galaxy layer or AI file in your drive, same folder. Hit Command I and import your outer space, Illustrator file, and we're going to do that as composition, okay. And I'm going to come in here and click on that layer, that is that background layer, and drag it down to my very bottom layer, okay. And I'm going to rename that just in case. We call that outer space gradient. And that we don't want to affect the 3D layer, okay. So now as the camera kind of goes up, you'll see that the outer space kind of like is present. We can see just the outer space, okay. And the reason why it goes from blue to outer space is you're going to take your blue sky layer, okay, and then opacity, and then at 10 seconds you're going to start the stopwatch, do a keyframe here, drag it out a few seconds, and then you're going to make it disappear after a few seconds, okay. So, and again, if it's slow, you can go down to half quality for preview purposes, but basically we extend it out, we vertically up. And by the way, we don't want our pana to disappear like this. Like, see how he disappears? And if you have anything else that disappears, you do not want that. So you're going to want to extend any other layers out to like at least 13 seconds so they don't disappear. So as it goes up vertically, it's disappearing, and now we are into our outer space, okay. And although we didn't go high enough because we can still see a mountain, so I would want to go back and transform it and go a little bit higher. Now that we have our sky going up into the outer space, we're going to go into our other composition where we have our galaxy, and you could have imported it, Command I, and when you import it, make sure you have all those layers labeled. So go into your sunrise composition, okay, and drag that that tab into the top layer. Okay, so here it's called green. Maybe it's called outer space for you. And then you're going to drag it out here, and we're going to run out of room, so you want to hit Command K, maybe put 25 seconds and hit OK. And right around 13 seconds, okay, we're going to be opacitying it, so it's a nice transition. So T for opacity on the green screen, click on the stopwatch, and we're going to start that at 0, and then go a few seconds later and go 100. And now we can see it. So now when we scroll up through the mountains, okay, it's going to like gradually come open like that. So that's how you transition from Earth to outer space.